everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the Preacha-OK. Well, first of all, I don't want to talk about if having sex is right or wrong. This is not a right or wrong conversation. Okay? This conversation is the fact that not having sex strengthens spiritual connections. Um, I had the opportunity between marriages. I was divorced and remarrying. During that time, the second husband wanted to wait until we were married to have sex. He claimed to have been a virgin at the time, and he wanted to wait. And whether I believed him or not wasn't the point. The point was I was met with this challenge to wait till marriage to have sex with the second husband. I thought it was kind of unnecessary because, again, I've been married. I got 2 kids. I'm not a virgin. You know what I'm saying? And we were 26 at the time, like 25, 26. So I just wasn't used to anyone of that age claiming to be a virgin. It just wasn't on my radar. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Of course, that's a good thing. The world we live in, that is a good thing. But I'm just saying, by the time I was 26, married with 2 kids, I didn't know anyone in my life but this one person that claimed to be a virgin. That's a man. You know, I'm just saying. Not about good or bad at this point, just the facts. Okay. So I'm like, okay, this seems cool. Let me roll with this. I'm a believer, you know. I can do this. And I did. And with me waiting to have sex with my husband, the second marriage, with me waiting until we were married to do that, it really prepared me for the marriage. It prepared me. It benefited me to wait. It benefited me. I don't know how it affected his life. I have no idea. He ended up divorcing me, so he regretted the marriage. I was not the one. You know what I mean? I wasn't the one. So I don't think me waiting benefited him at all because I wasn't the one for him. He regretted the whole experience and divorced me. You know what I mean? But regardless to his experience with it, it still benefited me. And I believe because I had my legs closed until we were married, I did it, as a believer in faith. I didn't see how it would really benefit me, like seriously, but by faith, I'm going with this. But I see how through the marriage, I was able to endure being married to someone who didn't want me. I was able to endure being with someone who, was just stringing me along. Someone who was, you know, mistreating the family, not respecting the family, not honoring the family, not protecting the family. I was able to endure all that. And I do connect it to abstaining in the beginning. Regardless to how he used it or not, I still see how it benefited me. It allowed me to endure him, to endure. And endurance is key. Hi, it says depressed man. Hi, depressed man. Thanks for commenting. Hi, Reem. I see another commenter. Hi. So yeah, so now today that I'm divorced twice, this is my last divorce, guys, because I'm never remarrying again. I mean, unless Most High just like, you know, command it, but I don't see that. But anyway, last marriage, last divorce. I'm solo divorced for life, and I'm good with that. And with this comes no sex. Free for me. It comes with no sex at this point. And it's almost 3 years, and I feel great. I feel strong. I feel restored. I feel like a soldier in the Lord. I feel I can handle any assignment He bring my way. You know what I'm saying, guys? It really works. Now, I'm going to tell you, I didn't do it on my own. I didn't even try. It just happened. I didn't like set out to not have sex. My ex and I were swingers together. You know what I mean? We were swingers and poly and, had multiple partners and all that kind of stuff. So, it's not like I set out to do this. A few years ago, Most High just took it away. I didn't pray about it. I didn't ask for it. It just happened. And I realized that I lost the desire to be, you know, you know, you know. And I don't know if I was upset about it. I don't remember over these past almost 3 years. I don't know what the process has been, but for the most part, I've been good. I don't, I just make myself happy. I'm self-content. But I really do believe that not being sexually involved with a person, not touching a person, not needing that type of energy from another person, it allows me to depend on me. It allows me to look to myself for comfort, look to me for answers, look to me for pleasure, for validation. I have to flip it back to me. And guys, I have to say this must be my first time since a teenager, I would imagine. I haven't experienced this on this level. I mean, let's just say never. I mean, really. So that's why I'm enjoying it and I'm speaking about it, because it's just like, wow. Now, I mean, of course, I love sex, guys. I mean, sex was wonderful. You know, I'm a gymnast, a cheerleader. I can still, I'm very limber, even at 55. Even at 55, I'm still very limber and everything. So, I'm just saying. But not having sex for the past few years has strengthened me in ways that, like, you know, running laps and, doing jumping jacks and all that stuff don't touch. You know, I remember I used to use sex for everything. I mean, I used to have to use sex to go to sleep. Like, honey, I need to go to sleep. I needed sex to go to sleep. He needed to wake up. I needed to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I don't miss it. I'm not going to say I don't miss it. That might not be the right word. It's not a loss yet. It doesn't feel like a loss, put it that way. I can't say what I don't miss, but I can say it doesn't feel like a loss. I don't cry about it. I've heard women, say they cry about, sex and stuff. I'm like, what? I hope I never get to, that point, But I just feel like I wouldn't because I just know to go do it. I mean, I know what to do. I know where to go and who to do it with and all that, you know. I just choose not to. It's just not a desire. Hi, I see someone else saying hi. Carson, hi. So, but yeah, I mean, like, again, when God do it, it's a good thing, you know. God has to be the one to take it away. It's like a divine intervention or something. Again, new to me, guys, new to me. And I can't say that, I'm not having sex because men are this or men are that. Well, I was married 32 years to those type of men and was still putting it down. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't it. It's not men's bad behavior that caused me not to want to have sex. It's not men's bad behavior. But there's no way I would have been having sex for 32 years in legal marriage at the level of like a porn star if it was based on men's, behavior. So it ain't that. Mm-mm. Because I used to look at like not having sex as like my punishment, not theirs. It was about me, not them. So, but anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you know that there are positive spiritual benefits, and not only fasting and praying and pushing back the plate and stuff like that, but abstaining, staying away from sex, being overcommitted to people. You know, when you not only stop lying and cheating, but when you block lying and cheating from you. If you're not laying up with somebody, then you're not putting yourself in the position to be lied to. When you're not laying up with somebody, you're avoiding being cheated on. It's like giving yourself a break spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, from all these attacks that come with relationships. Now, some of you may never experience being lied to, cheated on in a relationship. Good for you. Good for you. But most people have to endure crap in these relationships. A lot of people do. And I use the word endure because some people tap out early. Some people won't give nobody a chance to not make one mistake in a relationship. Some people don't do more than a year in any relationship. Their whole life, they haven't been in a relationship more than a year. Well, I put up with 32 years of legal marriage to people who cheated on me from day one all the way through. I didn't know life without being lied to and cheated on. In 32 years of marriage, I didn't know life any other way. I'm not bragging, at all. That is horrible. That's horrible. But again, when I'm committed to sex, I'm committed to it. Is what I'm trying to say. But I'm not anymore. And it is refreshing. It does restore you. It gives you the strength you need to endure your own life, your own decisions. It helps you to see yourself clearer. And it also helps you to see what other people have been like. It really does clear up confusion and fog. And it sets you up to meet people at your new level, your new vibration. It sets you up to see people with a new clarity. Now, people have expressed interest to me, even though the trend says The trend out there says that I'm old, ugly, black, unwanted. That's what the trend says. The Kevin Samuels and all those guys. But despite the trend, guys, there is interest out there. I'm not going to, tell all my business or nothing, but I'm just saying, I have never had a problem attracting men. Ever. Ever. I just haven't. Even being old, ugly, black, and unwanted and divorced twice and always been cheated on. Always been lied to by men. you know, Even being a gymnast, cheerleader, dancer, all the stuff that I've done and all that, it's don't stop nobody from cheating on you and lying to you. You know, Halle Berry, in my social world, she's one of the best, out there, most beautiful type women out there. Even she out there been cheated on and actually paying men child support and stuff. So, you can't go by how a woman look or how much she make. You can't go by that. These men will cheat on you and lie to you no matter what. But, when it comes to my life, I still live my life regardless to how other people are. I still live my life. And right now, living my life is keeping my legs closed and building my inner self up so big. My spirituality is so big now that okay, that I'm excited. I'm really out here winning, winning in life. No, I don't have a high paying job, and I don't have a big fancy house. None of that kind of winning stuff. I'm winning on other levels. I look in the mirror and smile at myself. I don't even need to have sex. I don't even ask men for money. I don't ask nobody for money. I do not ask people for money. I live off of the alimony that my husband throw my way. And I know it's going to run out in a year. But I am happy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, none of that is bringing me down. And it's because Most High takes care of me. I know who my provider is. Yes, my ex is still paying my bills, but Most High is my provider. I've always known this. Even as a child, I have known Jehovah Jireh. Even as a child who was raised among a family that provided very well for me. I didn't come from broke people. Even though we were in the hood, born and raised in Detroit in the hood and everything, we weren't broke people though. But regardless to my family, upbringing, financially, regardless to my husband's financial and all that, Most High, Jehovah Jireh, is my provider. And that's what abstaining from sex means to me. It keeps me in check. It lets me know who my Father is. It reminds me who feed me. It reminds me who clothed me, who provide for me, who put a roof over my head. It's not limited to parents. It's not limited to husbands. It's not limited to Uncle Sam the government through food stamps, Section 8, none of that kind of stuff. Most High provide for me. And that's how I can afford to close my legs whenever he tells me to. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. I know it's old school. People don't talk like this today. We live in a world where we do what we want, when we want, how we want, and there's no shame to the game. Well, I'm just letting you know that, yeah, I kind of live that way too. But my steps are ordered by the Lord. They are. Even when I make mistakes, he can calculate that real quick. Put me right back in alignment. I'm just saying that's how it work in my life. And sometimes I close my legs because he say so. Most High has the real veto power in my life. My ex thought he had the veto power. When we opened our marriage, he had the right to decide who could date me or not. You know what I'm saying? He thought he had the ultimate veto power. No, Most High vetoed him. Most High will always veto all the power in my life. I'm just saying. I know who my provider is. Jehovah Jireh. You all be blessed. And thank you for your support. Click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm not monetized anywhere on social media. I'm still very small potatoes. But I do have a PayPal for those who just want to be a blessing to me. We have not because we ask not. And I'm asking. I'm not too proud to ask. So my PayPal is Dr. Leisha, the preacher, just like on my channel. You all be blessed. Thank you.